To kick things off, Geige and Dan, StreamYard founders, have a big and exciting announcement for you. With that said, let's welcome Geige and Dan.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first ever StreamYard Summit. I'm so excited to be here with all of you folks today. Dan and I have a huge announcement for you guys that's coming in summer of this year. But first, I thought it'd be fun to kick things off talking about our three pillars. So as many of you probably know, Dan and I do a town hall every single Sunday, and we always announce our three pillars, but we don't usually go too deep on why we actually chose those. But for those of you that don't know what they are, they're ease of use, stability, and professional streams. So starting off with the first one, ease of use. The reason why ease of use is so important to us is when we first built StreamYard, we thought there were really great tools out there for people that were tech savvy and sort of had the know-how to get started. But there wasn't really anything out there for people that really didn't understand technology at all and just wanted an easy way to get started. And we thought that was really unfortunate because sometimes the people with the absolute best content to share aren't always that technical. So we wanted to make something that was really easy for people to get started. And then even if you are technical, like even if you do have that know-how, it's really important for your guests. Like if you're doing a show with guests, you don't want your guests to be nervous about going on and getting started. You want something that's super seamless for them. So even for the tech savvy people, we knew that ease of use factor was super important. Stability was also a really important one to us as well. Live streaming is kind of unique in that sense, where the stakes are really high when you're doing an actual live stream. It's not like something like your sleep app, or if it's not working at some point, it's like, okay, I'll try it the next night. You might be doing an absolute huge launch, like launching a product. It might be your graduation, it might be a wedding. These are really important things. So from day one, even very early on, we made sure we prioritized that to make sure things were as stable as they possibly could be, and it's super important to us. And the final one is professional streams. So although we think the first two are more important, they are kind of all connected in that, like, even if you have a super stable stream that's super easy to use, if you can't brand it, you can't make it feel like your own, that also doesn't really matter. So we wanted to make sure that even though it's simple, even though it's easy to use, that it was powerful enough to really make you stand out and feel like your own. So without further ado, I think we have an awesome clip talking about this new feature that's coming out. We're super excited about it. So let's roll that. Awesome. Super exciting. Dan, you want to chat a bit about, why we actually decided to launch this feature?
Cool. First of all, I'm loving the music in that clip. That's nice. Very catchy. Yes. So as the video said, coming in the summer of 2021, the reason we launched this, the reason we built this, because obviously there's a lot of effort into this. For those of you that have used StreamYard before, you know that looked a little different than how things work now. And it's not a concept we have now. There is no concept of teams. So really exciting. And the main reason we added it, actually, I can give probably 10 reasons, but I'll stick with a few. First one, most obvious one, you have a show and you have someone who's always in your show. So we usually call this a co-host, but someone, for example, when we do the town hall, Geige is the host, and then I'm also there every single week. It'd be nice if I could have some permissions to be able to control the stream as well. So co-hosting, huge use case. Two forms of that. First one is I have somebody who's always my co-host, and I want to give them permission to do it every single broadcast. Second one is maybe just have someone that's there once, right? Just a one-time guest, and you want to give that person permissions just for that broadcast, but not necessarily for your whole account. Both of those will work. Another one is, and this is probably for slightly bigger companies, but maybe you have someone who creates all your streams. So for us, actually, this is Joanne on the StreamYard team. She creates all of our StreamYard streams. It'd be great if she could do that, and then somebody else can go live in that stream. That's another use case. Another one is somebody on the team has gone live, and then you want somebody else to be able to download that recording. That's a pretty strong use case, or download all the recordings, maybe to repurpose it. Like if you have someone on your team who does repurposing, but somebody else who does the live content, that's no problem to hook up. So there's a ton of cool use cases you can do with this now. And yeah, do we want to dive into, do you have some questions for this? I know you wrote some down. I know Letitia had some for us.
We've got some
questions for everyone.
Yeah, we've got some frequently asked questions. Yeah, do you want to kick us off, Letitia, with your questions? Then we'll get into the ones that we have.
Absolutely. The questions are coming in. So the first question I'm noticing is they're asking how many roles can you have on a team's account?
So then you want
Good
to chat a bit
question.
about like what roles are, and then yeah, how many
Yeah.
you can have.
Cool. So for roles, we have 3 right now. So it could change over time. And as you guys know, we're always listening. We're always trying to adapt. We're always listening for feedback. That's why we go live every week. But right now we have admins, creators, and co-hosts. So admin can, well, do everything, right? It's the most obvious one. It's an admin. Creator is you can create broadcasts, you can go live. Exactly what it says, right? You can actually
Yeah.
create your own broadcasts on this account. Co-host is you can show up. You can't go live, but you can show up and help with the broadcast. You could show things on screen, for example. So those are the roles. And then, sorry, what was the exact question? It's just how many
How
can you
many?
have?
So 3, right?
Yes. How many roles can you have on a team account? Yeah.
So that'll ultimately depends. We're still trying to figure out the exact details of all of this sort of stuff. That'll come once we actually launch it. But
Mm-hmm.
it will also depend on the role. So, for example, we'd like to have co-hosts where you can have as many as you want.
That's amazing. So the second question I'm noticing coming in is how many workplaces will there be?
So maybe Dan, why don't we first chat about like what the concept of workspaces and shows are like. So for one question that's probably coming to people's heads right now is like, if I have multiple shows, how does this play into team accounts? If I have multiple shows, how does that work?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So yeah, we have this concept of shows or workspaces. You can kind of call it whatever you want, whatever sort of works for you in your head. We usually think of it as shows personally at StreamYard. So this would be at StreamYard, we have a town hall show, we have a live stream review show, we have a StreamYard spotlight show, all these different shows. Those will now be, you can separate them on StreamYard. And then inside of that, you could have separate team members for each of those shows, which is super exciting. And there's not really a limit to how many of those you could have, which is always nice in case you do have a ton of shows.
Yeah, I could totally see that. So if I have a pro account now, can I just upgrade to a new account?
Yes. So it'll
Awesome.
be just a seamless transition that anyone can access it, essentially.
Awesome. And what would this new plan be called?
Still working on the finalized name. As of right now, we're just calling it the Teams plan.
All right. So I see another question come in and said on the Teams account, will there still be an activation code that gets emailed to the people?
Cool. Yeah. So for this one, right now, we don't have a way to do Teams right now, right?
Okay.
So what some people do as a workaround is use login codes, where I imagine kind of where this question is coming from. So if you do want to have a co-host now, you actually have to have someone log into your account, which we never recommend, just not the securest thing in the world, but people have definitely done it.
Yeah.
That's no longer a thing in terms of you don't have to have someone log into the account. The whole nice thing about this feature is you could be an admin of your account, and then you can invite someone else as an admin or as a creator or as a co-host. They'll log in with your login code, but they're logging into their own account now, which is a much better, more secure experience.
That makes total sense. I see someone mentioned how many banner or brands can you have under each workplace?
Good question.
Workspace,
So
sorry, workspace.
yeah, workspace or show,
Yeah.
however you want to think of that. Still working on the details of that one. To be honest,
Okay.
I think we'll figure that one out. But the whole point of it almost is to do what brands do now. So right now in StreamYard, if you have a brand, you might want to have a separate brand for each show, right? Whereas
Yes.
now we're kind of going like a level up, and you can just have 2 separate shows, and then inside of there you have a brand for that show and an A brand for
Yeah.
this other show, but you create shows instead of creating brands.
Right. So the next question I'm seeing, does having a co-host or multiple in the stream eat into the 10 total allowed people in the room? That makes sense.
Ooh, interesting. Yes, it would.
Okay.
But also
Okay.
working on
Awesome.
continually expanding that. So we recently launched 12 people on the professional plan. So still 10 on screen, but 12 backstage. So if you do want to have an extra co-host backstage that's not on screen, you can now do that on the pro plan, and always looking to expand things like that.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm personally so excited about this, because it's really going to help me and my team. So any limitations on how many co-hosts or workspaces there will actually be?
Right now, no.
Mhm.
Again, still like working out the final details, but we're trying to give as much away as we possibly can. Like we're just trying to create as much value as possible and make it as useful as possible. So always there on the side of being very generous on that sort of stuff.
One thing that is worth touching on that has come up a lot in the past that people have asked about that you'll actually be able to do as a result of this, and maybe you can speak to the details of it, Dan. But one thing people ask a lot is like, hey, I've got a co-host on my account. I have someone I share this account with. Can I also go to their destinations? Or I have a guest that I trust. I also want to go to their destinations. Can you speak a bit about how that sort of makes that how this makes that easier?
Cool. Yeah, that's a good question. So yeah, the use case here is you're going live, but you also have a guest on there and you want to stream not just to your page, but to their page, or, to your Facebook page and their YouTube channel or something. Now you'll actually be able to add them as a team member. They can add their own destination and then you can stream to both of them, which is super exciting.
It's very, very exciting. So how many overlays and graphics can you have added to this account?
So don't know yet, but we are trying to increase that in general. Right now it's already hundreds. I think 1,000 of them in total. It'll be something like that or more.
Awesome. And guys, you guys, yes. So submit your questions, guys. Head on over to that Q&A tab. We have another one that just came in, which is with the Teams account, can the participant respond to the comments?
Can the live comments? Oh, okay. I think I got it. So Facebook comment comes in. Can they respond directly to the live comments? Right now, I would say no, but that's definitely in our plans in general, not just related to team accounts. Yeah.
One thing not related to that will be coming with this, because one thing people might be asking is like, hey, if I connect a Facebook group and I've got 4 people on my team and they're scheduling it, who is it going to be scheduled under? But that's actually going to be resolved as part of this, right, Dan?
Yes.
So
actually, sorry, co-hosts will not be able to create comments, but creators would be able to.
Got it.
So yes, if you add them with the right role, they actually will be able to. And yeah, being able to stream, because one of the pain points now is, I'm streaming to a group. Who does it say made that post? Maybe there's 3 of us all in the broadcast together. Whoever connects that destination right now is the one who it's going to say, hey, this came from Dan, this came from Geige, this came from Letitia.
Got it.
We were adding the ability to stream from a page. You could have the StreamYard page, for example, created this post in the StreamYard group.
Okay. That sounds really, really awesome. Will any destinations change, or can you connect all the same destinations?
We're removing support for everything. No, just kidding. No, all the destinations are exactly the same.
Also, how many people in the future can we have backstage? I know you said you are expanding, but curious to know how many, 15, 20, 25?
We'll see. Yeah. Testing the limits right now.
Yes. They want more and more people. Yes. So I believe that's all the questions that we have coming in. And thank you guys so much for putting in submitting your questions to Geige and Dan. Thank you so much. I'm super excited about these new features.
Cool.
Yeah, we couldn't be more excited. We couldn't be any more excited. We're super excited about it. Also, it's a pleasure. I'm super excited to see everyone watching using the feature. It's great to have your guys' support, and it makes it like really, really fun to work on StreamYard. So can't thank you guys enough for that.
Yes. Thank you so much, guys.
Cool. You bet.
Yes.
Have a good event, everyone.